Right. So one question you may have is, how do you write with AgentCraft? And I guess the first question will be, why do you want to write with AgentCraft? Because you can just use your phone and just record a voice note and it'll write for you, or you can do a video recording and you don't need to write. But I get it, some people want to write, and you can in fact write with AgentCraft and Claude to assist you. So you do this in the web application, which you can see right in front of me over here. And I'm on the Home tab on the left. And what I'll do is I'll just close this menu item so we can just have more space on the left hand side. And then I'm going to move along to the right section of the Home tab, which is right there. And here you can see I have a writing interface. And so the first thing is, what are we going to write? So here we can choose between a post, a prompt, and a script. Now, of course, we have a teleprompter feature, so that's why I might want to write a script. A prompt, I could write a prompt for somebody else or for myself, but let's just focus on a post for now. So we're going to choose a post, and then it's going to say where am I writing it for, and I have all my accounts connected here. So let's say I'm going to write it for my LinkedIn account. Okay, so now we have an editor, and this is another feature that I would recommend you use, is the focus feature. You just click on this, it takes all the other menu items out of the way and gives you more space to write. So at this point, you can click into the editor here, and you can just begin your writing. And there's two ways to begin writing. Either if you know what you want to write, you can just start writing, and then you can have Craft help you with it, or you can just click down at the bottom here and tell Craft what you want to write to actually begin the writing. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to just tell Craft to begin the draft for me, and then we'll work on it together. Alright, so what I've said here is I want to write a LinkedIn post about how the economy is changing from one where people are employed to one where they're self-employed, the importance of personal branding, do some research on stats, and give me a nice LinkedIn draft. So the one thing you'll notice is that as I say that, I'm instructing Craft to go out and research the internet. I want some statistics as well, and it'll do that for you. You don't need to do it on behalf of Craft. It has the ability to search the internet as well. And so as I write, it's a combination of me clicking in here and writing the draft myself, or telling Craft what I want changed or what I wanted to research. So it's going to be an assistant to me. And you'll also notice that on the right hand side here we have little hooks, quick instructions like give it a better hook, give it a stronger ending, tighten it, for example, make it sound like me. And I'll explain what these things do in just a minute. But let it just do its research here. As it says on it, I'm researching, okay, and here it's done it. So here it's done exactly what I did. It's gone in and done some research on the economy, and it's come up with a starting point, and it's also contextually, it's contextually accurate to what I'm doing. So as you can see, it says I drew on your bank Adams, which means all of the things that I've talked about in the past. It understands what I'm doing. And it's also done independent research to come up with the first draft. So at this point I can go in and I can make some edits. So let's start off, and I can just click in here and I can say this is the important part. I'm just showing to you that I can edit this text as well. I don't need to instruct, but I can edit. I can also add in emojis over here. Here I can, if I want to sort of personalize it, make it a bit less formal, I can do that. And here I can say, okay, these are the sort of quick instructions for Craft. Give it a better hook, make it more sound like me. Now, sound like me is important because Craft uses your voice fingerprint. Every time you talk to it, it learns your voice fingerprint and it gets better. So making it sound like me is obviously great. And when I do that, it says, okay, on it, it's going to consult my voice fingerprint and consult the writing, whatever the draft is here, whether I wrote it or it wrote it, and it's going to modify it in my own voice. So there you see it did it that quickly, and so now it sounds a lot more like I write, and the way it got that from the way I speak, including the phrases I use, how I begin and end an argument, etc., etc. Okay, I'll give you another example. Let's give it a better hook. The hook is obviously important. That's the first thing that gets people's attention. So it's going to modify the beginning of the draft over here. All right, and it did it. It says the employment era is ending. Most people haven't clocked it yet. Okay, that's a great hook. And then I can also say, I could tighten it, give it a stronger ending. So I won't demonstrate all these things, but you get the idea of how this works, the drafting. I can also add a visual. You can see over here, add a visual, and if I click that, it comes up with the media dialog, which allows me to upload my own image. I can generate a stock image. I can pull a stock image from integrated repository of stock images, just search, or I can upload one of my own. I can pull from my own library of images, which I've uploaded ahead of time, or I can generate an AI generated image. And I can also use one of the templates, and these are things that we are improving all the time, but we will soon have hundreds of great looking social media templates that you can easily select and apply to your writing. So I'm not going to go through all those steps right now, but that's how you do it. And at the end, what you do is you just click send for review here when you're happy with the draft. And when I click send for review, what it's going to do is just send this completed draft as a LinkedIn post into the review queue. And here you can see it jumps through to the review queue and opens the post, and there it is, ready for me to schedule for LinkedIn. So as you can see, really simple to write with Craft, uses Claude in the background, references your context and all of your voice notes, uses your voice fingerprint to make it sound exactly like you, can research the internet on your behalf to pull in stats and figures and things like that. So a very powerful writing tool for drafting, and hope you'll enjoy it. Thanks.